welcome to Sunrise. Again, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
I was going to ask you, it's sunny. We're coming into summer here. Can you finally go and enjoy some Sydney sunshine and get a tan?
I'd love to. Literally, I'm always so self-conscious in Australia about beaches and stuff because everybody works out so much. Everybody's in good shape in Australia. I'm like, legit,
but you don't have to worry about staying fair.
You can, English guy on the beach.
Go to Bondi. There's plenty of English people. That's quite okay.
The English people there are just like lobsters, just sizzling.
The Twilight franchise has just been so massive. How did it feel on the very final day for you? The very last day of filming.
The last day of filming was kind of. It was so. This whole, because we were shooting both the movies at the same time. It was so long, and I think everyone was just kind of exhausted and sick of each other by the end of it. So it was kind of a little bit of an anticlimax. But then we started. We had a few weeks off, and then we shot just a few more things in the Caribbean, and that was amazing. I mean, we were just kind of just on the beach. I mean, it was completely ridiculous. That was the last thing we ever shot for Twilight. We shot the entire series in freezing cold mud pits, and then the last 2 days are in St. Thomas in the Caribbean, and that was a really nice kind of send-off, doing night shoots. Did you have a night where you all sat around and, I don't know, cracked a beer and went, "Wow, this is it, we've done it"? Yeah, it was a perfect ending. We did a night shoot until the sun came up, and just kind of sat on the beach for a bit afterwards, and it was kind of great. Didn't have to worry about being in shape anymore. I ate about 8 pizzas.
Get sunburned.
Incredible.
I mean, obviously there's been other films you've done along the way, but looking at the Twilight franchise, what have you taken away from all of that personally as an actor? I mean, it was quite tough doing one character for 5 months. I mean, for 5 movies. I mean, especially someone who doesn't change and doesn't age, and you know. And also, if you say the most important thing in your life is this relationship, and the relationship will never change, it's a difficult thing to play after a while. And so it was kind of just the challenge of trying to keep yourself invested is quite difficult, and you learn a lot just from that. And not just playing it, but then talking about it. Every time there's a movie released, you've got to go through all of this. Yeah, I mean, it's 50% of the job for the Twilight movies. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. No other movie has this amount of anything I've ever done. Do you mind doing it? It's quite hard work, even though it doesn't seem like it is. It's just kind of, but it definitely sharpens your mind up a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking absolute nonsense, but it doesn't really seem to make any difference. We should almost read from the same question sheet. Probably half of us do, and ask you the same question over and over, and you must go a bit bonkers then. I mean, literally, I have this problem. I always desperately try and answer questions differently, because I've seen other actors who can really say, like, pat answers every single time to the same questions. But I think I would actually just start speaking like gobbledygook if I was trying to repeat myself. That's the only way I can sort of not lose my mind. Can I ask you, looking forward, Ozzy's pretty excited that you'll be here next year to shoot The Rover. Are you looking forward to doing that? Absolutely, yeah. I'm curious what it's going to be like, because it's a really hard job. And so I hope there's not going to be like tons of paparazzi and stuff. There probably will be. I'll probably end up killing somebody. Maybe not. Maybe not. Do you walk past newsstands and turn the other way? Yeah. I try my best not to walk past newsstands. Yeah. But I went into a gas station the other day, and the guy who ran the magazine place was asking my friend, going like, "Is he just coming in here to take the piss?" And I was like, "What?" Yeah. But it's funny how it works the other way. You always think like, "Oh, I don't want to be noticed," and then someone else sometimes is like, "Why are you by the newsstand?" My final question, I promise, Breaking Dawn, are you proud of it? Do you look at it and have, I guess, a bit of a paternal pride and a bit of love of what you've created that's made so many people so happy and still does? It's crazy. I mean, I'm still so kind of invested. My whole life is so tied up in it, but I can't really see what the actual creation was. But yeah, I mean, it was a ton of work, and kind of like whilst shooting, and also kind of outside of it, like trying to stay sane and stuff, and doing the press and kind of interacting with all the fans of it and stuff, and hoping that everyone's happy because it's really been a very fan-driven franchise right from the beginning. I mean, it was Summit was a small studio, and the first movie wasn't very big. It was all from it's all a kind of groundswell. But yeah, it's definitely it's a massive experience for me.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time. Nice to see you again.
You too.